Okay. New teacher and principal effectiveness system today. Ms. Newcomb, myself, and Mr. Mattingly attended Kentucky Leadership Academy. The principal effectiveness system and the teacher effectiveness system, that is a, I wouldn't say byproduct, but basically when Kentucky applied for the waiver for No Child Left Behind, this was one of the things they had to do. They had to show cause or show a way to evaluate staff differently. So we are working on that as a district. Mr. Mattingly and the West Marion teachers have agreed to be a pilot. All of our principals will at least do one teacher, but he will be evaluated as the principal, as you all will evaluate me as the superintendent with this new effectiveness system. So we're working on that, and to provide support, we're attending trainings ourselves, and we're going to have we're going to call it, you know how educators are, we all have to have acronyms. So it's a PGES, cadre. And the cadre will meet quarterly so that we will support this work. So it's not an add-on, but we'll be able to help them through that. All of the principals and the central office staff will be completing their 30, 60, 90-day plan. That's due on Friday, so those have been coming in. We want to intentionally plan as the leader the exact same way that we are expecting the teachers to plan in the classroom. I've already talked about the professional learning community plan at each school. We did attend a couple weeks ago. Mr. Cecil and Mr. Pinkston and we attended a reception at Frankfort for raising the dropout. We've decided as a district that we wanted to be one of the schools that increased the dropout from age 16 to age 18. And we were one of the very first districts to do that. Tomorrow is Wear Your College Color Day. And Ms. McRae from the high school sent that email out. I think most of you all have seen that. Now I've let the media know as well. But college and career doesn't need to start at the high school. That needs to start on the first day of school. The first day of school that they walk through, what we're hoping is that, you know, teachers across the district, as young as preschool doesn't come on Friday, so I correct myself on that, but as early as kindergarten, are talking to kids about careers and college. So we're excited about the Wear Your College Color Day. Our STLP program at Marion County High School was asked to develop a video for a group in Frankfort. Mr. Mattingly, would you like to speak about that briefly?
Sure. I helped a group of students that were requested by Kentucky Department of Education to develop a video, which I was going to show to the board if you'd like to see it, based on students' use of technology throughout their school day. And I got an email from Marty Clark from the Office of Knowledge that I wanted to share as well, and it says, the event that was shown, it was a poster session for KDE offices and State Board of Ed members, and everyone loved it. So David Couch is talking about it being used for a Kentucky Ed Tech commercial, and there are tons of uses for the work your students put into this. He said if you share it, I'd cut it off after the stats. They give a lot of stats about how many millions of accounts are activated each day and how much use of the internet that we use here in Kentucky. And it says they also see this video being remixed to have greater purposes, including potential legislative pushes for funding. So our students are doing big things, and they're calling on us from Frankfort to do it. So I wanted to share that if I could. Do I have to get there, or can I go over here on this?
You need to switch over.
Okay.
Is the remote there?
Mm-hmm. And while he's doing that, basically what happened, Mr. Lyons said they contacted him. Our STLP group at the high school is basically known for the job that they do and what they can do with technology. So this project came around, and they decided that Marion County high school students and our STLP group would be able to help them basically promote education and technology. So we were very excited about the opportunity, and as usual, our kids did a great job. You know, I think it's always great when we can showcase the skills and ability that our kids have.
If If you navigate to my webpage, I posted a video online.
Okay.
So if you go to Marion County's site and then search for my name, you can pull up my classroom webpage, and I've already showcased it on there because I'm proud of it. The students that participated won the state competition in STLP Cinemania last year, and that competition is it's a 24-hour program, and they give you, just search under the staff search.
Is it
If you go to faculty and staff down here, then you can go, you should be able to go to search staff. They just changed this layout, by the way, so we're still adapting to their new thing, but.
It was down for a while today, wasn't it?
And that's another thing I was going to talk to since Tim's not here. We can get to that now if you want to, but KDE sent an email about some attacks on AT&T, our provider, and it being from spyware type thing.
The email came to us that internet, we've had a lot of trouble with internet and email being down, and it wasn't a Marion County thing, it was actually a statewide problem. And there were AT&T, who provides our service, has been basically under attack, and they said the way that whoever is doing this, it basically makes the internet server believe that there's a lot more people trying to access the internet than in reality. So if you had 100 people that normally access, then all of a sudden now you have 100,000, and it overloads the system, and so it shuts us down. And it has been a little bit of an issue because we were doing map testing this week, and our map testing that we do is web-based. So thankfully, our staff from the central office as well as our teachers have been very accommodating and have worked through that process, because map for the elementary has been brand new. Middle school has been doing map testing for a couple of years, so it was nice that they were very flexible and adaptable, and I know that our central office staff provided a lot of good customer service, so I want to say thank you to them.
And this video that they made, they gave us 48 hours notice, and they gave us a script and said what they wanted in it, and these kids just ran with it. I mean, they are top-notch videographers and editors. This sounds not important. It's just like you get the gist. He's waking up using his smartphone as an alarm clock. So from there he accesses his daily calendar. And then the KDE Office of Knowledge, they actually put the pop-ups in the video to kind of demonstrate the technology. Mr. King was gracious enough to let us go into his classroom and use his desktop computer and his students for modeling his technology usage, which he already planned on giving a quiz and everything. We just got to get it on film. Learning challenge. school day, he's doing an extracurricular activity, and then it follows him even into the evening when he goes home. So those are the stats talking about stopping after. But you can see the large number of statistics and stuff that they.
And the kids on.
So from here on out, it's pretty much a commercial for the Kentucky Department of Education's technology. But I really can't stress enough how well our kids handled that real world activity of working under pressure. They were given that timeline and they ran with it. So I was really lucky to be able to work with them and I enjoyed it. So. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brown. One more focus area, okay, the superintendent's report, which is communication. And one of the things that we've already talked about early on is our TEL survey results. And if you'll remember, we did have a few concerns about some facility things. Well, what we have done together as a central office staff is when we talked about our learning walks, is Mr. Spalding is also going to go along with us when we do these learning walks, and we're actually going to do a facility walk. So he's actually going to be checking buildings and looking at things and ways to improve as many times as when we do our instructional walks. We're also going to be looking at our facility walks. So that hopefully will address some of those things. We'll be meeting with students quarterly. As a night vision council, I think it's important to get input from students to hear what they have to say. And as a good news item, I also would like to present with the board, and I think most people have seen the newspaper, but we have completed our principal selection process at both Glasscock and Marion County High School. Jennifer Brogle will be our new principal at Glasscock Elementary. She comes to us from Boyle County as an assistant principal at the high school, and we would like to thank John Brady for his service as the interim and also serving our district for many years. He is planning on retiring. So if you see Mr. Brady, the next time you see him, he may have a fishing pole. So I think he's pretty excited about throwing his hat in. Mr. Abel will be the new principal at Marion County High School. He comes to us from North Bullitt High School, where he's worked for 15 years and also served as the assistant principal, so he brings experience with him as well. And I would like to thank Danny Livers, a retired principal, for serving as the interim. I think it's been a very smooth start with both of the interims we've had in the building. I know that was a concern